Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Jazakumullah khairan. Welcome everybody to the first lesson in this course, this 13-week course, where we're going to learn Quranic Arabic, inshallah. I would like to say Jazakumullah khairan to everybody who is attending and those who have registered and can't attend the live class. I'd like to say Jazakumullah khairan to you all because you've taken out the time to at least register and you have this desire and zeal to learn Quranic Arabic, and alhamdulillah there's been a massive response. Alhamdulillah, my phone's been buzzing even now. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it beneficial in our scales. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make this the beginning of our journey to get closer to the Quran. So I'm going to start off first with some recitation of the Quran, and then inshallah we will begin. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ألف لام را تلك آيات الكتاب المبين إنا أنزلناه قرآنا عربيا لعلكم تعقلون نحن نقص عليك أحسن القصص بما أوحينا إليك هذا القرآن وإن كنت من قبله لمن الغافلين. So that was just some few verses from Surah Yusuf. I want to read the translation of these verses. So Alif Lam Mim, we don't know the meaning of Alif Lam Mim, only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows the meaning of that. These are the verses of the book that makes things manifest. Surely we have revealed it, an Arabic Quran, that you may understand. We narrate to you the best of narratives by our revealing to you this Quran, though before this you were certainly one of those who did not know. So these are the opening verses of Surah Yusuf, after which the beautiful story of the life of Yusuf alayhi salam starts. The reason why I chose these verses is because of the verse, surely we have revealed it, an Arabic Quran, that you may understand. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed to us the Quran, not just to recite, and it's amazing just to recite, of course, there's so much reward, but it is for us to understand. And most of us, many of us, well, pretty much everybody on this course, I presume, isn't, a born Arab, isn't Arab, so they don't know Arabic. So for us is an extra duty, which is to learn Arabic to the point that we can at least understand the deen, understand the Quran. And Quranic Arabic is easier to understand than normal Arabic. It's the same thing, but Quranic Arabic is easy. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made the Quran easy to understand, as we will see, inshallah. So with that introduction, I will just, inshallah, start going through this. Anybody has any questions, then you can always ask your questions. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Just a few sort of brief points before we sort of continue. Uthman radiallahu anhu, the companion of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he narrated this hadith from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. خيركم من تعلم القرآن وعلمه. The best of you is the one who learns the Quran and teaches it. So this can be a motivation for us right now to form an intention that we want to be from the best people. We want to be from those who learn the Quran, and then inshallah, once we've learned the Quran, we want to teach it to others. and inshallah we will be from the best of the people. That's one of the intentions we can have for this course. We intend to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We intend to get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We intend to be from the people of the Quran, the special people, the ones who were attached to the Quran. We want to be from those people who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with. We want to do this deed of learning Quranic Arabic so that we meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we show Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I tried to do this thing to please you. I tried to understand the language that you reveal the Quran in to please you, Ya Allah, accept it. So there's many sort of intentions we can have for this course. The booklet, somebody's asking the question, where can we find the booklet? So the booklet will be in the Telegram group. So I'll put my number at the end, or I'll put it sometime. I'll put in the break, I'll put my number here so you can contact me and I can invite you to the group, inshallah. Also, the booklet will be in the description box of this recording, inshallah, when it's put on YouTube. So this is a verse in the Quran. Inna anzalnahu Qur'anan Arabiyyan la'allakum ta'qilun. The one I just recited. Verily, we have sent it down as an Arabic Quran in order that you may understand. Now, this is one slide, okay? The next slide is this one. وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. And we have indeed made the Quran easy to understand and remember. Then is there anyone who will remember? So I just want to just mention something here. The Quran isn't like an Arabic magazine or an Arabic newspaper. It is so much easier to understand. It is so much easier to understand once you learn certain templates, certain rules and regulations, which I want to cover, inshallah. When I started trying to understand Arabic, I actually self-studied from a book, which is called Mastering Quranic Arabic. No, what's it called? Mastering Arabic. Yeah, Mastering Arabic by the Macmillan series, Mastering Arabic. And I actually started going through this myself, studying myself initially. And when I sort of understood what's going on with the structure, I wanted to tell everybody, I wanted to tell my friends that, look, this is all you need to do to be able to start understanding the Quran. There's a certain, few aspects and templates you need to learn, and you can start understanding parts of the Quran with no translation. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said it is easy. What I did after that, I tried reading an Arabic newspaper, and that is all over the show. It's everywhere, up, down, no pattern, no style, no rhythm, no nothing. And then you start, just with that little limited understanding of Arabic, you can understand that there's a flow to the Quran, and it is much easier to understand, as we will see, inshallah. As we will see, inshallah. Somebody's asking, when will there be a break? Already fed up of me, yeah? So a break in about an hour's time. Halfway through, there's about a 5-minute break. So this is slide. This is another slide. What addition have I made here? This is another slide. Another addition has been made. What's going on? You can see what's going on. The references, exactly. Repeated verses. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us the Quran is easy to understand. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala isn't saying it once. 4 times exactly the same. What I've just written there, exactly the same thing comes in different places within the same surah. So it's something to understand. It's something to think about. You will start getting the grasp of Quranic Arabic within this 13 weeks, inshallah. Obviously, you have to do your bit. You have to study. You have to revise. You have to learn what I tell you to learn. But you will see from day one, you're going to start understanding bits and parts of the Quran, inshallah. A scholar, Ibn al-Qayyim, he said, if you want to benefit from the Quran, gather your heart when it's recited. I try to understand it. Focus your hearing and act like you are being directly addressed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So just keep this in mind, as we go ahead. Inshallah, the aim is that your focus in the salah increases. My friend who attended the course, he turned around to me and said, Usman, I could understand, what the Imam was reciting. And it's a priceless feeling. It's a priceless feeling when you can understand just 4, 5, 6 words that the Imam said. You can understand those words. It's a priceless feeling. You may even, your eye may even fill up with tears. That day come where I could actually understand a small amount of what the Imam was reading. Right? So we have to put the effort in, but inshallah, the results will come, inshallah. So before we start, just wanted to mention a few things. So why not learn conversational Arabic? Why not learn conversational Arabic? Because I haven't done what I need to do to be able to teach it. The other thing is this: the majority of us, we live in non-Muslim countries. To start, being able to speak Arabic, you need to put more time. It's a longer course, and you could eventually do it. But I want to teach you what you need to do to be able to understand the Quran. And the majority of people want Arabic for that, to be able to understand the Quran first, then the Hadith, and then, okay, we can speak it even better. But with speaking, you have to be able to know how to construct sentences. You need to know vocabulary. You need to know how to say car, how to say bus, how to say protractor, ruler, sharpener, post office, etc. And there's lots of words that you need to learn, which is good if you can do it, because the more you learn Arabic, the better your understanding of the Quran will be. It'll become real time. But conversational Arabic is a longer course, and I'm not the right person to teach that. I'm not, but it takes longer. So why this book? So before when I used to teach this course, there's actually a book that I go over. Trying to see what it is. Yeah, I'll show you a slide later on, which is a book. It's called Access to Quranic Arabic. Access to Quranic Arabic. And I'm just going to get it out of the bag 1 second. Just want to show you what I've based this course on. So it's this book here. Access to Quranic Arabic. It should be in your booklet. It's this. So this is what I studied with the Oak Tree Initiative, which is initiative. It's an institute in Manchester. It's they taught me this book. So what I've done is I've based the course on this book. I've gone through this book, I've learned this book, taught this book. It's a very good book. You don't need it for the course. You don't need it for the course. All you do, let's put it there. I've taken the important bits out of that book and I've made my own booklet. So the reason why we're learning that is because that's the book that I've studied. What will be taught in this course? So in Arabic, we have, annotation on. We have sarf. Sarf is basically morphology, how you say your book, my book, their book, our book, I went, he went, she went, they went, how you learn to modify words to make new meanings. And that's the most important first step. The first thing is sarf. Everybody needs to know sarf, which is what we're going to study in this course, inshallah. Nahu is grammar, Arabic grammar. And that is something that's a bit more complicated. We're not going to cover that in this course because you don't need to learn grammar straight away. The first thing you need to learn is, what the word means, sarf. Yeah, you need to know how the word is modified. And when it's modified with a certain template, what does it mean? How does the meaning change? So nahu is the next step, which is grammar. Why does it end like this? Why does it end in kafirun? Why not kafirin? Why is it kitabun and not kitaban or kitabin? We'll touch on it. We will learn a bit. We need to learn a small amount of nahu to be able to understand the Quran. But we're not going to do lots of nahu. Nahu, grammar, that comes like part 2, a next course, inshallah, in the future. And balagha is the third aspect to Arabic. Balagha is eloquence, why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said it like this, and why not like this? What's the significance of it being said like that, and all that. We're not going to cover that. That's higher level. But I just want to introduce you to the concepts of sarf, nahu, and balagha. I just remember something, and I want to tell you that first. You see, I'm wearing one of these, and I'm wearing this. This, if you can see, is what like people who are scholars or people who have graduated from certain universities, Islamic universities. They've graduated and they have some knowledge. They wear this sort of thing here. Okay, I'm none of them. I didn't study Islam outside of this country. I've not been to another country to study Islam, nor Arabic. Everything that I've done is here through teachers, local teachers. The reason why I've got this on is because my mum wanted me to put this on. It doesn't signify knowledge. I'm just putting this on because my mum told me to put it on. And same with this topi here, right? So that's why I'm doing that, right? But let that just be an inspiration to yourselves. You don't need to go and study. Many of us cannot go and study for years, in the Middle East, in different parts of the world. We can't do that. We have families, we have children, we have parents, we have people to look after. We can't just go out. If we can go out, fantastic, go out and learn. But if we can't, then we have to learn, as we go, learn as we go. So whatever I learned of Arabic, I learned it in this country, in the UK. So it's sort of the reason why I'm mentioning that is so that I can encourage yourselves that you can do it too. You can start understanding parts, many parts of the Quran, without having to travel abroad. If you can travel abroad, fantastic, go for it. But not everybody can. So what will I achieve from this course? So you're inshallah going to learn the structure of the Arabic language, and as a result, you will be able to translate parts of verses, sometimes even full verses of the Quran, verses that you never could have thought, never would have thought that you would one day be able to understand. You will inshallah be able to translate, because we're going to learn patterns, we're going to learn the structure of the Arabic language. You will then be able to translate words that you've never seen before, but because you know the meaning of this and you know the meaning of that template, when they're put together, you will be able to translate that word. And the good thing about that book that I showed you is that when it gives you some theory, on the next page, it gives you verses, parts of the Quran that contain that theory that you've learned. So this course is like that. Whatever I'm going to teach you of theory, at the end, I'm going to show you verses from the Quran that contain that. And I'm going to show you, look, that verse, that word we learned, look, it's coming here. Look what it means. Now you know what it means. So we're going to connect with the Quran from day one, inshallah, from day one. If you have any questions, just ask. Before, we used to have people asking on Zoom, but it sort of takes, with a lot of people, that's going to be difficult to do. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat. And if I can answer them here and now, I will, inshallah. If not, then maybe on the Telegram group later, inshallah. And so you've got all these slides. You've got all these slides in your booklet. If you printed the booklet out, fantastic. If you haven't, then, as long as you can see an electronic copy somewhere, you should be fine. We are now, this slide is on page, let me see, page 5, it's on page 4. It's on page 4, yes. So we're on page 4 now. I will ask you sometimes to close the book because the answers are in there as well. So yeah, all the slides are contained within the booklet. So people are asking, where is the booklet? So the booklet is on the Telegram channel. If you've not joined the Telegram channel, then I'll put if you see the recording in YouTube, it'll be in the description, inshallah. I'll put my number in the message at the end. You can contact me. I can send you the invite to the channel, and then you can download the book from there, inshallah. Oh yeah, the ZZP words can be used. Anybody who's not done this course before, anybody know what the ZZP words are? So I'm saying the ZZ. Have you guys done the course before? Oh, very good. Yeah, you're right. You bang on. Right. So ZZP is the Zabar, Zair, and Pesh words. when I used to teach it before, I used to ban people from using Zabr, Zair, and Pesh, right? But as I've sort of, come to realize, I need to teach the people with whatever they're comfortable with. If you're comfortable with Zabr, Zair, and Pesh, meaning Zabr is Fatha, Zair is Kasra, and Pesh is Dhamma. Now, I know in the sort of Pakistan, India, maybe Bangladesh as well, we use Zabr, Zair, Pesh. We used to use that as children. Now people have started using Fatha, Dhamma, and Kasra, but many people still are comfortable with Zabr, Zair, and Pesh. And I'm comfortable. I'm one of those Zabr, Zair, Pesh people, right? So I'm comfortable with Zabr, Zair, and Pesh. So what I will do, inshallah, I will try to mention them both. Some people are Zabr, Zair, Pesh people. Some people are Fatha, Dhamma, Kasra people. So somebody's asking, what's the difference? So you see that when, like this, that is, we call that a Fatha, or we call that a Zabr. And then when the dash comes underneath the letter, we call that a Kasra, but we also have another name for that, which is Zair. And this one here, this like a circle with a flick on it, we call that Dhamma, but in the sort of, some people will call it Pesh. So I will try to say Zabr, Zair, and Pesh, and Fatha, Dhamma, Kasra, so that everybody can, understand, inshallah. Right, so just before we obviously start the course, my teacher told me to label my graphs. So obviously I've not learned from my teacher. So can anybody explain to me what this graph is? Obviously I'm talking about people who have never done this course before, because the people who have done this course, I've heard my jokes, they've heard my, so they know what this is. Exactly. As people are saying, attendance for the class, memory graph. Oh, that's a good idea, memory graph. That could be accurate as well. But yes, it's how many people attend. Now, if this course was purely just a beautiful course on, just going to put the charger in 1 second. Charger, please. So just not put the charger in the laptop. Don't want it turning off halfway through. 1 second. Alhamdulillah. Charging, yeah, plugged in. Yeah, okay. So motivation, yeah. So basically, this is a graph showing the attendance of students in not just Quranic Arabic, but I was saying, if this class was purely, a beautiful class where we just talk about the life of the Prophet ﷺ, the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ, where all you have to do is just come in and just listen to a beautiful story from start to end, but it's over 13 weeks. What will you see on week 1? You'll see many people. On week 2, less. Week 3, less. Week 3, 4, and it'll get less and less, right? And you don't even get any homework. All you got to do is come in and listen. So what then about a class where you're going to get homework, you're going to get tested, you're going to get words that you have to learn for next week? It's like properly on, right? So you're going to get a decrease in attendance, right? But what I want to ask you is, are you going to be one of those people who pull that graph down? Are you going to be one of those people who pull that graph down? Now, I know there's people who are, alhamdulillah, in Pakistan, India, and Africa, and other places who have, registered for this course. And for them, it's like 1 a.m. in the morning. So I don't expect them to stay awake. So they won't attend, the live class, right? But they will, inshallah, learn from the recordings, which will be posted, inshallah, right? But for those people who are in the UK and this time zone, 7:30, a lot of people are sort of off now, meaning they've finished their work for the day, etc. Are you going to be one of the people who pull this graph down? Just taking you on a, on a sort of making you feel guilty already, right? You've got to stay with the class. Even if you're struggling, you might still learn something that motivates you and triggers you to continue learning more afterwards, right? So let's hope you're not one of those people. Ideally, it'd be like this. And if it was ever like this, I'd be really happy. So this is the book. This is the book that I've based this course on. This is the book that I studied. You don't need these books for the course, but if you want to buy them, they may be out of print by now, I'm not sure. but you don't need them for the course. But if you want them generally just to learn more, further information, then here are the details. Just before we start, I want to talk about the intention. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Do not acquire knowledge in order to compete with the scholars, nor to argue with the ignorant, nor to gain mastery over the gatherings, since whoever does that, then the fire. So we just have to make sure, just take that 30 seconds, that 1 minute out, and we just need to make sure our intention is purely to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to become closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So on the day of judgment, we can show him Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with us. We don't care about the people. We don't care about our family in terms of what they say, whether they criticize us or whether they praise us. We don't care. We don't care what the people are going to say about us. We just want to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from us. The Prophet ﷺ said, any group of people that assembles in one of the houses of Allah to study the Quran, tranquility will descend upon them, mercy will engulf them, angels will surround them, and Allah will make mention of them to those, the angels, in his proximity. So there's lots of reward. This is talking about, you know, if you're doing it in the masjid. Before we used to do it in the masjid, but I've left that slide in. Maybe we could teach later on in the masjid. Okay, so half an hour has gone. We will do another half an hour, and then we'll have a short break, inshallah. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Right. So this is a slide that you've got in your books. So in Arabic, I don't want to concentrate too much on terminology, but I'm going to teach you some terminology where I think it's needed. So in Arabic, words can be split into 3 different categories. We have nouns, which we call ism. We have verbs we call fi'l, and we have particles we call harf. So we have ism, fi'l, and harf. So noun. Ism is a noun. Can anybody explain what is a noun? What is a noun? Okay, so a noun is an object, like for example, house, car, sun, moon. These are all nouns. In Arabic, we call them ism. What is a fi'l, a verb? Good. Good. Excellent. So a verb is an action, it's a doing thing. So like he walks, he talks, he plays, you know, to laugh, to cry. These aren't nouns, these are verbs, fi'l. So we need to know this. Do you have to learn ism, fi'l, and harf? Not necessarily. For this course, not necessarily. As long as you know either way what a noun, what a verb, and what a particle is. So a particle is, what is a particle? Prepositions, letters, no meaning, preposition. Okay, good. So particles are those, like, yes, there's prepositions in particles, and it's just those connecting words that don't fall into ism, they don't fall into fi'l, don't fall into nouns or verbs. So for an example, now these slides are in your booklets, but if you could look at the screen and concentrate on that, because I sort of show you part at a time, bits at a time. So for example, we can see here, kitabun means a book. Rajulun, a man. Qalamun is a pen. Filun, elephant. Baqaratun is a cow. So these are just examples I've given of nouns. Now, can anybody see something in common with these words here? What can you see in common? Good. I'm looking at the answers. Good. Excellent. So you can all see, well, a lot of you can see what is common. What is common is, look at the ending. Kitabun, rajulun. qalamun, filun, baqaratun. These are the grammar. This is the grammar aspect of this word. The endings, a lot of the grammar is how the word is ending. So kitabun, rajulun, qalamun, filun, baqaratun. So I just want you to know that a double dhamma, dopesh, yeah, is the default ending of a noun. So any noun, it default ends in un, dopesh, do, two dhammas, dhammatain. So I'm going to the, for example, if I say that's a nice masjidun, imamun, rasulun, shamsun, sun, qamarun, moon. By default, all nouns end in double dhamma. Everybody happy with that? Okay, so that's just the default. That's just Arabic. Default word by itself, if it's a noun, it's going to end in double dhamma, dopesh. Right? Next one is verbs. These are examples of verbs. So darasa means to study. Alima, to know. Qatala means to kill. Amala, to act. Wajada, to find. These are just some examples of, verbs in Arabic. And if you don't know Arabic, but you know Urdu, then a lot of what you're going to hear in this course is going to connect with words you already know, inshallah. Like, for example, qatala, we already know in Urdu that means to kill. Alima, ilm, we know that. Amal, we know this one. So a lot of words, are, a lot of Urdu words are taken from Arabic. Yeah. So can anybody notice something about these words? That are some fast answers there. I don't know how that person types so fast, right? So yes, okay. They're all okay. So first thing is they don't end in a double. They don't end in a double dhamma. When they don't end in a double, it's a sign that it's a verb. Not all the time, but many times. So they're all ending in fatha. In fact, they've all got 3 letters as well. Right? All verbs don't have 3 letters, but for the time being, we're just going to concentrate on the verbs that have 3 letters because it's the vast majority of them in the Arabic language. About 90 to 95% of verbs in the Arabic language are 3-lettered. Okay. Everybody happy with that? This is just showing you, just introducing you to, some words and the differences that you can see. Okay. Next one. The particles. Ala means on. Min, from. Fi, in. Man, whom. Ila, to. Right, so these are just verbs. Sorry, these are just particles, connecting words. These are prepositions. It's these sort of words we're talking about. Are verb endings just not any? Yeah, so a verb will never end in a double. A verb will never end in a double. If you see a double ending, it's a noun. It's an ism. Yeah. Yes, we won't cover some of them things yet. So somebody's asking the question, are all verbs 3-lettered? So the majority, 90 to 95% of verbs in Arabic are 3-lettered, but you do get 4-lettered, you do get 5, you get more, but we're not going to concentrate on them because the majority is this. What I want to teach in this course is the biggest bang for the buck, right? The biggest bang for the buck, meaning I want to teach you the most important stuff that you need. There's lots of finer details, and they will help you, of course, understand the Quran, but I want to concentrate on the bulk, on the main aspects that are going to get you understanding the Quran, I believe, the quickest. So these are examples of verbs, nouns, particles. So far, everybody okay? Okay. So I can't, there's lots, there's lots of, questions I won't be able to answer. But if I see a common one, then, I'll try to do that. How do you recognize particles? Just by the meaning. They're connecting words. I won't worry too much about that. As long as you know what the word means, that's the main thing. So we have now a word, kitabun. Kitabun, what does kitabun mean? Without looking at your books? Okay, it's a word in Urdu as well. Kitab, book, excellent. And specifically, it means a book, a book. We will learn the next week, inshallah. For the time being, when you see a noun with a double ending, it means a and then the noun. So a book. Right? Now we're going to have to learn some words, okay? No question about that. We're going to have to sit down and learn some words, because without learning vocabulary, without learning words, we're not going to learn anything. But the whole point of a course, one of the benefits of a course is you're pushed to learn words. You're discussing with other students, you're discussing, you're thinking. And if you're doing it together as a family, make it your theme for the next 13 weeks. Make it, and even if you're not doing it with the family, make it your life for the next 13 weeks, that I'm going to make sure I learn what I've been told to learn. I'm going to learn the tables. I'm going to learn the templates, whatever I've been told to learn, I'm going to learn. You will, inshallah, you will get tests every week. Those tests, I'll know the answer and you'll know the answer only. Nobody else will know, inshallah. And the tests are just designed to benefit you, to show you what you don't know and what you do know. So you can go over again and make sure you learn the things that you've missed out, the things you got wrong, etc. What's the best way to learn the words? I'll give my, inshallah, my idea later on, inshallah, when I'm giving you the words. So hadha, and we've seen this in the Quran, hadha means this is. So if I say hadha kitabun, that means this is a book. This is a book. So we have to learn the meaning of hadha. Okay, hadha. Yeah, this is a book. The is inferred in hadha. This, a book, this is a book. The next one, dhalika. Dhalika means that is a book. So hadha, this is a book. Dhalika, that is a book. You're talking about something further away. Dhalika means that is a book. So yeah, words we're going to have to learn. They're going to come in the test, but I'll explain a bit later, inshallah. And huwa means it is a book. It is a book. So huwa can either mean it is, or it can mean he is. Depends on what is being talked about. If I say huwa Allahu, then it means he is Allah, because we're not talking about inanimate thing. When we're talking about something inanimate, it is a masjid. Huwa masjidun, it is a masjid. But when we say huwa and we talk about a person, then we're going to say he is a man, for example. He is, a boy. So huwa can be used for it is or he is, depending on who is being talked about. Of course, our creator Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he says he refers to himself in the Quran, huwa Allahu alladhi, for example. He is Allah, the one. So the huwa means he is in that case, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is living. Everybody happy so far? Okay, so I want to sort of give you some, this is going to come in the test, okay? So I'm the sort of teacher who's going to just tell you what's going to come in the test and what you have to learn. Like, I just want you to learn it, right? So Arabic is a language that, you know, has gender, like Urdu does, like French does. English doesn't have gender. You don't say he to a table or she to a table. You just say it. You say it to the car. You say it to the computer. You say it to, you know, the TV. But Arabic is a language that has gender for things like Urdu and like French, and there may be many others as well, but I don't know about them, right? So how can we tell if a word is masculine? How can we tell if a word is feminine? The good thing with this, about learning Quranic Arabic, is everything is written in the Quran. You don't have to think about how to construct a sentence. All you've got to do is to be able to understand what is written. So a lot of the work of constructing sentences and how do you start off a sentence, how do this, which way do you say it, you don't have to worry about that in this course. This course is only talking about understanding what has already been written. So as long as you can understand words and you can understand when templates come with words, what do they do, a little bit of grammar here and there, you can, inshallah, you know, translate. You do need vocabulary though. Okay, so we're going to cover about 50%, around 50% of the words that occur in the Quran, because we're going to learn the most frequently occurring words. You know, I want to teach you words that are going to come in thousands of times in the Quran, rather than words that will appear once or twice, because you have to learn the frequently occurring ones first. Okay, so feminine. I'm going to give you a formula by which you can determine if a word is masculine or feminine for the majority of cases. And that is this. So mu'annath means feminine. How can you tell a word is feminine in the Arabic language? So the first way, and the most sort of, I'd say the most prevalent way, is when the last letter is a ta marbuta, like this. It's a closed ta. It's a ta. So the ta was originally like this, for example, but it's become closed up and it's joined at the top and the two dots remain. That's what you call a ta marbuta. Any word that ends with the ta marbuta is, so I'm giving majority, mostly, yeah, is feminine. So we see here jannatun. Now this is a ta marbuta. It's just that because it's joined with the noon, it appears like this, but it is a ta marbuta. So that means jannatun, jannah, is feminine. Now, really, in conversation, we just say jannah, but really with the grammar, you have to put the ending on. It's jannatun. It's a noun, jannatun, really. Yeah. So we want to go to jannatun, meaning that when Arabs talk, they don't talk with grammar. They just say jannah. And in conversation, we just say kayf halak, for example. We don't say kayf haluka or kayf haluki. We don't say that. But the Quran is with grammar, so we're going to learn. We're going to have to learn and speak with the endings. So jannatun is jannah, which is feminine. Yeah, if you stop there, you say jannah, but the full proper word is jannatun. Ayatun, verse, it is feminine because it has a ta marbuta at the end. And we see this when it comes to names. A brother is called Salih. The girl is called Salihah. That's the ta marbuta. Hafs, male name, Hafsa. Yeah. Jamil, Jamila. Tayyib, Tayyiba. Right. So that ta marbuta at the end is making it feminine. So now you can go and think, oh, wait a minute. Oh, you know, Halima, Hafsa, you know, many words, many women's names that end in that ta marbuta at the end. And that's a signifier of feminine. That's a feminine word. Right. Some of the questions I'm not going to answer because they're a bit too advanced. I mean, they're a bit advanced. Some I won't even cover in this course. So I don't want to confuse people and start answering complicated questions or harder questions that is going to get you all muddled up. I want you to come next week and the week after. So I'm just going to teach you. So slowly, but it's fine. Keep on asking because, you know, keep on asking, no problem. Right. So the first way, and you're going to be tested on this. How can you tell a word is feminine? It ends in a ta marbuta. Okay. Another way you can tell a word is feminine if it refers to a woman itself. So if the word is mother, or the word, this means mother, bintun, daughter, auntie, grandma, niece, these are all women in themselves. So they don't end in dal marbuta. It doesn't matter. It's talking about a woman. So they are feminine words. So ummun is feminine mother. Bintun is feminine grandmother. And any word that is talking about a woman, they are feminine words. Happy so far? Just need to see a few yeses. Okay. So again, feminine word, you can decide, you can tell it ends in dal marbuta, or it is a woman in itself. It's a woman. So it's going to be a feminine word, right? Next one. Jazakallah khair. I try to repeat myself to make it sink in, because the more something is repeated, the more it sinks in. So another way, the third way, we can tell that a word is feminine is if it's a body part that comes in pairs. So a body part that comes in two is feminine. So yadun is hand. But because there's two of them on a human body, then hand is a feminine word. Ainun, this one here, ainun, is eye. Right? Because you got two, it's feminine. So would ears be feminine? Would an ear be feminine? Why? Yes, it would be feminine. Why would it be feminine? No, okay. Yeah, that's right. Right. So the heart, is the heart feminine? Heart? No, unless you got two heart. Right? Brain, masculine. Nose, masculine. Feet, what are feet? Feminine because we have two of them. Kidneys, feminine. Right? So a body part that comes in pairs is feminine. Now the good thing is in the Quran we don't even have to know this necessarily, because in the Quran it will say hadihi this, it will say hadha this, so we know. But the reason why I'm telling you this is so that you can appreciate why hadha is used. It'll help you understand the next slide, inshallah. And the last way, it's not the last, completely last one, there's a few other ways as well, but the last one we're going to learn, for this course is, the last one is this, historically feminine words. So basically, in the time of the Arabs, they just used to refer to certain words as feminine. They've historically been feminine because the Arabs because the Arabs said so. So there's a certain, maybe it's only a handful, maybe it's only about 10, 15 words, but they are feminine. They are neither ending in ta marbuta, they are neither a woman, they are neither a body part that comes in two, but they're just certain words that the Arabs always referred to as feminine. Historically feminine, they've always just been referred to as feminine words. The Arabs used to use them as feminine words, so they are feminine words. So like what, yeah? So these are examples of feminine words. Look, shamsun means a sun. Sun, that one there, the other one. Sama'un is sky. So we get samawatun from. Jahannam, look, Jahannam, it's feminine. Sabilun, a path, it's feminine. Nafsun, soul. Yeah, nafs, soul. It's feminine. They are neither ending in ta marbuta. Look at them. They're not ending in ta marbuta. They're not a woman by themselves. They're not a pair of body parts. They're just historically always known in the past to be feminine words. So they're fixed. There's only a certain amount of them. So that's how you tell if a word is feminine for the majority of it. Why is Jahannam feminine? Because the Arabs used to use it. It was used in that time as feminine. So yeah, I don't have any other answer except that, the Arabs used to use it as a feminine word. How does knowing the gender help you understand Quranic Arabic? It'll help you appreciate what I'm going to teach you next, inshallah. And then that's it. What does sabil mean? Sabil means a way or a path. Yep, the Quran kept these words feminine. Does all feminine words end in double dhamma? No. So any noun ends in double dhamma, regardless of whether it's masculine or feminine. Okay, so we've done the feminine ones here now. Okay, these are the feminine. This is the formula to know if a word is feminine. Mostly. There's one or two other ways, but we're not going to cover them, inshallah. So my question is, without looking at your booklets, if you're still looking at the slides, how can you tell if a word is masculine? Okay, has no ta marbuta, doesn't end in. Okay, yeah, doesn't. Yes, jazakallah khair. Just waiting for just that one answer. Anything that doesn't fit into there. So anything that doesn't fit into there is a masculine word. So yawmun, a day, is masculine. It doesn't end in ta marbuta. It's not a woman. It's not a body part in pairs, and it's not one of those historical exceptions. Kitabun, no ta marbuta. It's not a woman. It's not a body part that comes in pairs. It's not one of those exception words. It's masculine. Again, basharun, yeah, a man. Mu'minun, a believer. These are all masculine words. Anything that doesn't sit into that feminine category, assume it to be a masculine word. Does that mean most words are masculine? Maybe it does, yes. But there's lots that are feminine as well. Yeah, okay, so what does it mean if a word is masculine and feminine? So I'm just going to show you on the next slide. And I did this to sort of give you some appreciation of, what we're learning today. So this is what we need to learn today. These are going to come in your test. What you need to be able to do is understand what these words mean. You don't have to write them down, because you don't have to write down to understand the Quran. It's already written, but you need to be able to understand when you see hadha, that it means this is, and it's talking about something that's masculine. That's why I showed you that previous slide. Okay, so hadha is when you say this is for a masculine word, and hadihi is when you say this is for a feminine word. So if you see hadha in the Quran, it means this is. If you see hadihi in the Quran, it means this is. The only difference is one's a masculine way of saying it because the word it's talking about is masculine, and the other one is a feminine way of saying it, right? As long as you understand that, it doesn't really matter if you sort of, for a basic level, it doesn't really matter if, you can figure out whether that word is masculine or feminine. As long as you understand hadha means this is, and as long as you understand hadihi means this is, that's fine, but you're just going to know what's going on. So let's look at this. Hadha kitabun. Kitabun is a masculine word, as we've already done. Doesn't have any of those feminine, things on it. So hadha kitabun. This is a book. Dhalika kitabun. That is a book. And huwa kitabun. It is a book. Everybody happy? We've already done this one previously. Is everybody happy with this? Yes, you have to learn hadha, you have to learn dhalika, you have to learn huwa, and also learn at the same time that this is a masculine, it's for masculine words. Now let's look at the feminine. So his book, no. So his book we're going to learn later on, inshallah, how to say his book. This means it is a book. We'll do his book later, inshallah. Okay, let's look at this one now. So shajaratun. Why is this feminine? Why is that feminine? Shajaratun means a tree. Good, because it's ending in this ta marbuta here. That ta marbuta has come back, yeah? Because it's ending in that, this word we know is feminine. And I think the majority of words that are feminine, they have a dam marbuta. That's your main sign, dam marbuta is feminine, right? You know, women, how many, you know, are there? There's a granddaughter, mother, you know, sister. There's a few words. And if you look at how many body parts come in pairs, there's a few. And the historical words are a few. The majority words that are feminine are ending in ta marbuta. Why is someone crying there? Right, okay, so okay, alhamdulillah, good. People are already understanding certain verses now, certain parts of verses, alhamdulillah. Right, so look, you wouldn't say hadha shajaratun. You wouldn't say hadha shajaratun because hadha is used for a masculine word, hadha. So you would say hadihi shajaratun. So now you just appreciate now, if you see hadihi in the Quran, you know, oh, it still means this is. It's just that it's talking about a word that is feminine. So that's all. Hadihi shajaratun is meaning this is a tree. Tilka shajaratun means that is a tree. And here is the feminine way of saying huwa. So here means it is when you're talking about a feminine word, or it means she is if you're talking about a woman. So here ummun means she is a mother. You wouldn't say huwa ummun because ummun is a mother. You're not going to say huwa, right? So this sort of gives you some appreciation that what's going on in the Quran when tilka is used, when dhalika is used, it means the same thing. It's just that it's talking about a feminine in this case, it's talking about a masculine thing in this case. What do we see in the opening verses of Surah Al-Baqarah? ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ, right? Why ذَلِكَ? Because tilka is that is, but it's for feminine. Kitabun is masculine. So ذَلِكَ kitabun means that is a book. So ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ literally means that is the book. But if you look at your translations, it doesn't say that is. What does it say? It says this is. So why have they translated ذَلِكَ as this is? Right? Really it means that is. That is the book. That's what it really means. ذَلِكَ means that is. So the scholars say ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابُ is talking about, some said it's talking about the actual original book, the Quran is talking about that which is far away, right? Others, I think others even say that it's talking about that is the book. It's like giving it some gravity. It's like something major, right? So yeah, dhalika really means that is, right? So are we happy with these words? You need to learn these words, okay? Hadha, hadihi, are going to come in the test, inshallah. Dhalika, tilka is going to come in the test. Huwa and hiya is going to come in the test. So what you need to do is, after this class, go away and write these things down, put them on the wall, do whatever you want. I'll give like a technique, inshallah, at the end of the class, of how you can, you know, learn these words, right? And the thing with this course and learning Arabic is the more you put in, the more you will get out. It's not like, you know, like some jobs or some businesses, the person sitting down, enjoying, chilling, relaxing, and the money's just coming in. He's got an easy job, he's working somewhere, he's got an easy job, and he's working and money's coming in, no problem. Whereas in other countries and other places, you have jobs where you're working, you're picking up, stacking items and things really heavy, and you're sweating, and it's so hard, you break your back at the end of the day, and the money you get isn't, you know, according to how hard you've worked. So this is how it works in the world. In the dunya, it works. Some people work hard and earn a bit. Other people work easy and earn a lot. Right? When it comes to Arabic, whatever you put in, inshallah, of course, the blessing comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but you put the hard work in and you're going to get the results, inshallah. If you do not put the hard work in, you're going to, after 13 weeks, you're going to say, right, I need to do this course again, right? Or you're going to say, I didn't really put much effort into it, and I don't really understand much. So I want you to give it your best shot in these 13 weeks. If I told you, I know I'm digressing here, but if I told you you were going to get £1 million tax-free, right? For learning all the words that I tell you to learn in this course, I do it again first, right? And I get those cars, right? So I would do it, right? Because human nature, right? But what you're going to learn from this, I'm telling you, it's more than 1,000,000. When the Imam reads the Quran and you understand for the first time without a translation, you know what's going on. That is priceless, right? And the reward for this is better than 1,000,000. It's Jannah, inshallah, right? So I want everybody to give it their best shot, okay? Right. Everybody happy with this slide? Okay, so I'm just going to put my number in there because some people asking for it. 1 second. Yeah, easier typing my number than my email. Okay, so you have any questions? So by the way, you can contact me on Telegram or WhatsApp actually. If you want to ask me, just you have some questions just in the homework, you're doing the homework or you're revising for your test, you didn't understand certain things, feel free to ask me, no problem. I tell people that and hardly anybody asks me any questions, right? So don't feel shy. Honestly, do not feel shy. The shy student doesn't learn. The shy student doesn't learn, so definitely, you have any questions, you ask. And there's actually a story, I might mention it in lesson 5, inshallah, where I was shy. When I was learning this book, when I was going through this book and I was shy, I wouldn't ask the question. And this question was pivotal to me to understand the basic grammar rule that you need to understand sentences, right? And I was shy, and I knew this teacher who, my normal teacher wasn't there. It was another teacher that came in, a supply teacher for that day, because my normal teacher couldn't make it. I knew that if I asked this question, he will kill me. He'll kill me because he's explained it just for five minutes ago. I was daydreaming or something, right? So I knew if I ask him, he's going to kill me. And I thought, just ask him. I asked him and he killed me, right? He leathered me, but he understood it. He understood that I'm struggling. He explained it in a different way. I understood it, and alhamdulillah, I got it from then, right? And I teach it now. So don't feel shy. Yes, there's lots of questions going here. If I see some that are, maybe not relevant or can answer later, yeah, I might answer later, right? So so anybody has any questions, just message. My phone's going crazy now, right? But yeah, just ask me, and inshallah, I'll send you the links, everything. I'll send you the links, inshallah. Right, so we've hit 1 hour, 5 minutes. I think we'll have a 5-minute break. 5-minute break, is 5 minutes good? I've got 10 minutes. Let me just see how much more I have for lesson 1. So what I plan to do, the way to teach this is each lesson we will learn some theory. At the end, we will go through some verses that contain that theory, and that's it. Then I'll give you homework to do. And then later on in the week, I'll post a test, which will be electronic. It'll be a form. So when you fill it in, it's multiple choice. When you fill it in, it might not be easy multiple choice. Some are like seven possible answers, okay? Right. Once you've done that, you'll get your mark. I'll see your mark, and then you'll be ready for the next week's lesson. I'm just want to see how many more slides I have. I don't have many more slides. So what we can do, we can call it a 5-minute break. And we have to make asr. So okay, we'll give it a 10-minute break, inshallah. So we'll be back, let's just say at 8:45, inshallah. 8:45 UK time. That's about 10 minutes. We will be back, inshallah. Anybody wants to stay on can stay on and ask you questions. But yeah, you can go, and I'm just going to pause the recording, inshallah. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. Jazakumullah khairan. I hope you guys have, everybody's come back refreshed, had some water, had some drinks, had something to eat, read the salah. So we will continue. We have an hour left, inshallah. So this is something that I didn't show you, right? So look here, what we have. These red numbers, anybody who has not done the course before know what those red numbers mean? Anybody know what those red numbers mean? Yeah, correct. So because I've turned the messages off, I don't think you can see everybody's messages, but alhamdulillah, lots of people are giving the right answer. It's how many times these words appear in the Quran. Now that is massive, right? Roughly, okay, roughly. I'm not saying 262 is exactly, right for Hadha. I've actually gone a bit less than more. I'd rather say 262 and there be 270 rather than going over. I didn't want to go over. I'd rather stay a bit under, very slightly under. But look at the magnitude. Hadha 262 times. You understand what Hadha means, then pretty much every time you open the Quran and read do the maths, 1 page or 2 pages, you're going to see Hadha there. And you're going to know what Hadha means from on now, inshallah. You're going to know what Hadha means, right? 262. Look, Dhalika al-Kitabu, yeah? 479. 479. Colossal amount. This is the vocabulary. This is the 50% of vocabulary building up. 265 times. Huwa. 265 times. And then look at this. Hadihi 47, Tilka 43, here 47, right? So what do you notice about that? Somebody said it already. What do you notice about those numbers and the way they are arranged? Good? 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 Right, so, right, yeah, okay. I'm just interested in reading the answers. Right, so you've noticed the masculines are a lot more than the feminines. Somebody said there's more masculine than feminine. There's actually more women than men in the world, right? Right, but why are masculine a lot more than feminine? Not you guys. Can anybody who has not studied Arabic? So in this class, I refer to the people, the students, 2 types. One I will call the Arabs. Arabs are those people who have studied some Quranic Arabic before. They've studied Arabic before somewhere. They've done this. They've done some of these things. They're a step ahead. And then there are others who have never studied Arabic, meaning the meanings of Arabic words. They've never done an Arabic class in their life. This is brand new. This is it. This is the first one they're doing. I call you the non-Arabs. The non-Arabs, okay? So the questions primarily are for the non-Arabs first. If the non-Arabs struggle, then I'll ask the Arabs, okay? So that's what when I call you an Arab, I mean, don't mean you've got an Arabic passport, Arab passport. I mean, you've done some Arabic before. So the question is for the non-Arabs. What do you understand? Sorry, I've just missed all the answers. Good, 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 good. I would take the names, but I'm not going to mention anybody's name here because they might not appreciate their name being mentioned, right? But okay, we've got some. So are you guys Arabs? The guys who have written, they know the answer. Okay. Right. So basically what it is, in Arabic, the male terminology. So if, like, for example, we have students now. If all the students are male, I'm going to use the male terminology. I'm going to say, antum, you all, masculine terminology. If there's women and men, I'm going to use the masculine terminology as well. The feminine terminology is only used when it's exclusively women only. So if there's a group of students, a group of people, and it's all only women, I'm going to say antunna, you all, exclusively women. As soon as one man comes into the picture, one man becomes part of that group, now the group is referred to in the masculine terminology. That's Arabic. That's the way it is. So when you see, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses the believers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the masculine terminology majority of the time, because masculine terminology encompasses the women too, right? So these feminine words are for feminine exclusively. As soon as it's a mixed group, it becomes masculine terminology. So that will explain why. It's not because Arabic is against women or anything like that. It's not that. It's just that the masculine terminology is used for mixed groups. But when it's women only, then it's going to be feminine, right? So mixed groups, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun, right? Kafirun is a masculine word, but it's talking about all the disbelievers, all the disbelievers. Mu'minun, all the believers, right? Sadiqun, all the people who speak, if that comes in the Quran, Sadiqun, all the people who are truthful, right? Kafirun, all the disbelievers. So the masculine terminology is used for mixed groups. Yeah. Okay, that's good. So many modern languages do this, sister is saying, right? That's good. Allah A'lam, it's interesting what sister said, but Allah A'lam, why it is like that. Somebody said, is it because the origin of humans is a male, Adam al-Islam? Interestingly enough, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's not like the creation. He's not male, he's not female. He is different. There's nothing like him. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to use the masculine terminology for himself. So, huwa Allahu alladhi, he is Allah, huwa. Look, huwa Allah. He is Allah, the one, right? Or he is Allah, the one who, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the masculine terminology on himself, but he's not a human being. He's not male or female. He's different, right? But he's used the masculine terminology for himself. And that's the reason why these masculine numbers are more. Right? Everybody happy with that? Yep. Thumbs up there. Okay, cool. Right. We move on. Anybody got any questions relating to this slide? So, okay, yeah. I think I might answer that question later. Whenever you see plural masculine word, it's normally everybody's included, unless something in the verse tells you no, that was only men. We'll cover that later, inshallah. Right. So this is maybe one of the last slides for this week in terms of theory. So in Arabic, when you describe a noun, you say the noun first and then you say the description. So in English, we would say the masjid. Sorry, in English, we say the big masjid. In Arabic, we say the masjid big, the car fast, the imam slow, the telephone really nice, right? So in Arabic, you mention the noun first and then you mention the description. In English, you mention the description first, the big house. In Arabic, you say the house big. Yeah, adjective is sifa. Right. Now this slide, what this slide is showing you is this. The adjective, it comes afterwards. It comes after the noun and it agrees with the noun in 3 ways. We've not covered all the ways yet, but I'm just showing you this because I'm going to show you some verses that contain this, inshallah. So Qur'anun means a Quran, and Karimun means noble. So you can see the description of the noun of the Quran came after the Quran. Yeah. In English, we will say a noble Quran. Look, we can't say a Quran noble in English. It doesn't make sense. You have to render it into English. You have to make it in a way that it translates and makes sense in English. So in English, we say a noble Quran, but in Arabic, it's a Quran noble, right? All this slide, again, this is just for appreciation. I don't think you're going to be tested on this, right? This is showing you that the adjective, if the noun is singular, the adjective is going to be singular. We've not done that yet. Okay, let's look at the next one. If the noun is masculine, the adjective will be masculine. Okay, so Qur'anun is masculine. So Karimun is going to be masculine. If Quran was feminine, then it would have been Karimatun. Karima, tun. You'd stick the ta marbuta at the end. The good thing is it's already written in the Quran, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, this is just showing you that masculine adjective because the noun is masculine. The last one is, look at the ending grammar. A double dhamma, a do pesh, two pesh. So the adjective also matches. The ending of the adjective also matches. So Qur'anun Karimun. It's not going to be Qur'anun Karimin. It's going to be Qur'anun Karimun. What does Karimin mean? What does Qur'anin mean? We will do that next week or the week after, inshallah. And then look at this one here. Ilahun, a God. Wahidun, one. In English, we would say one God. In Arabic, it's God, one. The description, first the noun comes, then the description comes. Again, wahidun is masculine because ilahun is masculine. Right? This is not a ta marbuta, this is a ha, okay? They both end in double dhamma here, right? So this is, again, it's just showing you some little bits, some things that, you know, will help. Right? And as I said, we're onto the verses of the Quran. We're onto the verses of the Quran. That's all the theory we're going to learn for lesson 1, inshallah. Right? Let's just go over this. These are Quran now, okay? Huwa. You can look at your tables, you can look at your notes, you can look at the tables because this is part of it. Go and look in your table and see what does huwa mean. What does huwa mean? It is. The reason why it's not going to be he is because it's talking about the Quran, right? So the Quran is not, you know, it's not a person, so we're not going to give it a translation of he is. It's going to be it is. Quranun, a Quran. Majidun. We've not learnt Majid, but it's just showing you it is a glorious Quran. Majidun means glorious. And look, the description is coming after the noun. And look, double ending is keeping the same. It's a masculine word. Why? Because this is masculine. If it said majidatun, now when the ta marbuta comes, it becomes feminine, right? But Quranun is masculine. So this is just that. So that was just to give you some appreciation. So it is a Quran, majidun. You should at least know huwa Quranun, what huwa Quranun means. It means it is a Quran. Look at this one. You've not learned this one. Innahu means indeed it. La Quranun means Quran with emphasis. And Karimun, again, look, Karimun, noble. It comes after the noun. Okay, the description comes after the noun. Let's look at the next one. Hadha dhikru. Somebody please translate the first word. Yes, I know you need to revise, but let's just see if people can, you know, translate. What's hadha mean? Hadha. One of the words we have to learn. Excellent. This is. Now you'd have to know what dhikru means, right? But a lot of us, we already know what dhikr means. Do the dhikr of Allah. This is, you know, it's good to do the dhikr of Allah, yeah? Remembrance, isn't it? So it's that same word. Dhikru means reminder. Good question. Why isn't it dhikrun? So that sister who wrote that, are you an Arab or non-Arab? Oh, very good. Non-Arab. That's good. So this is the same. Why is that not dhikrun? Yeah, because it's a, you know, it's a noun. So why is it not dhikrun? Because some grammar is happening. That's why. Some grammar is happening that we, you know, might not necessarily cover, but as we get further into the course, you know, you might be able to, I might explain it, right? Okay, so some Arabs here giving the answer, right? Yeah, but sometimes you're going to see some differences. There are differences, but I'm just telling you majority of what, you know, I'm going to have to teach you in steps, slowly. Like you do GCSEs, then you do A-levels, then you do university. If I teach you everything at university, you're not going to understand it. So it's just teaching the easy knowledge first. Right? Look at this one. Wow means and, okay? Wow means and. So write that down somewhere. I don't think I've written that down in the book anywhere. Wow, by itself, it means and. Right. So what does huwa mean? Huwa, please. Huwa. Look at that table on page, whatever it was. Yes, it is. Is it is or is it he is? Good, good, good. It's he is. Why is it he is? Because it's referring to a person. Because look at the next word. Mu'minun. What is mu'min? What is a mu'min? Mu'min is a believer, right? Mu'min is a believer. So huwa is going to mean and he is. Everybody happy with that? And he is. So and he is a believer. Right? If you know what mu'min is, now you know what huwa mu'min is. And look, these are in the Quran. These are references. Go and check it. Go and check them out. They're in the Quran. These are, you know, with this course, you're not going to learn, you know, post office. You're not going to learn, you know, words that you need for conversation, like, you know, lettuce and cabbage and, you know, clock, mobile phone, Hoover, rubber, you know, tissue. So what you're going to learn in this course, pretty much everything that comes, just words that come in the Quran. You know, I'd rather fill yourselves up with words that are going to come in the Quran many times, because that's what the majority of people are going to need Arabic for, is to understand the Quran, right? So the next one, huwa. What's huwa mean here? This one here, huwa, he is, because it's talking about ilahun. We say la ilaha. What does ilah mean? God, right? Deity, right? So we say la means no. La ilaha, no God. There's no deity illallah except Allah, right? So lam with the alif, it means no, right? So here, huwa ilahun, he is ilahun, a God, and then the description is here. Wahidun. Wahidun means one. And look, it's agreeing, it's masculine. Ilahun is masculine. It's ending in a double dhamma, a dopesh, because the noun is ending in dopesh, and it's singular. This is singular. We haven't done singular plurals yet. That's for in the future, inshallah. Okay, look at this one. Hadha siratun mustaqimun. Yes, you need to know siratun mustaqimun, but just showing you here, hadha. What does hadha mean there? Exactly, good. Good. So hadha means this is. Siratun, yeah, literally, siratun, a way. Mustaqimun is straight. Mustaqimun. In Urdu we say qaim, and I think that's the same. I think it's from there. Because qaim means like established, right? So this is like straight way. So what I'd done is I did it in the Indo-Pak font as well, because many people, you know, it's either this font or this font. You can look at it in whichever one. It's in your booklets as well. Updated booklet contains both the fonts, whichever one you're comfortable with. You know, I know, you know, to tell you the truth, I'm this person. You know, I'm Indo-Pak. That's how I learned the Quran, and that's the one I prefer reading even now, right? So I put this as, you know, there's no need to be ashamed of it, right? You know, this is for the people who, you know, are brought up on the Uthmani script, or who, you know, like to read off the Uthmani script. So these are two different fonts, and I believe the Bengali font is similar to this one here, but you know, the sukoons, the jazm, they look slightly different, right? So whichever one, you know, whichever one you're comfortable with, you know, I'm not here to convert you to one or the other. You read whichever one you're comfortable with, yeah, whichever one you can read on. You prefer the first one, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Right. So again, look at this now. New verses. Look, Hadha yawmun. In the Quran, day one. Hadha. Please tell me what hadha means, people. Hadha. This is, okay? This is all part of, you might think, what is he repeating it again and again for? I'm repeating it again and again so it sits in your head on purpose. Repeating. That's what people do when they do hifz of the Quran. They repeat, and it sits in, right? It's one way of learning, right? So hadha means this is. Now you need to know what yawm means. Yawmun. Now we say yawmul qiyamah. We say yawmul jumu'ah. Yawmul qiyamah, the day of judgment. Yawmul jumu'ah, the day of jumu'ah. Yawmul arafat, the day of arafat, right? So yawm, one of my favorite words as well, right? So yawm, it means a day. So hadha yawmun means this is a day. Okay, hadha yawmun, this is a day. You hear the Imam say hadha yawmun, inshallah, you're going to know what he's talking about. This is a day. It's something, it turns somebody on that, oh yes, I know he's talking about, you might be able to figure out what's going on, right? At least it puts you in the zone somewhere. Hadha yawmun, this is a day. Look at this next one. Dhalika. What's dhalika mean? That is. Why is it not tilka, by the way? Why is it not tilka? Tilka also means that is. Why is this one not tilka? Excellent. Excellent. Because this next word is not feminine. This next word neither ends in ta marbuta. It's not a body part that comes in pairs. It's not a woman itself. And it's not one of those historic words that have always been known to the Arabs to be feminine. Dhalika tells you it's masculine. So now I hope you appreciate why, we went over the masculine and feminine. So the masculine and feminine terminology, why, what's the categories of feminine? It comes in the test. You need to know, inshallah. Next one, dhalikal kitabu. Here we go. Dhalikal kitabu. Dhalika. Dhalika mean again? That is al-kitabu. We've not done al before. This, look, kitabun we did. We've not done al-kitabu. We'll do that next week, inshallah. But al-kitabu means the book. So literally, dhalika al-kitabu means that is the book. Not this is the book. In your translations, it says this is the book, right? But really, it's that is the book. Because dhalika means that is. Hadha means this is. I said dhalika. So this is where when you can understand words from their original meaning, then you can understand the Quran in a better way. Somebody would then ask that why it says dhalika al-kitab and why is it translated as this is, then the ulama explain. Next one, here fitnatun. What is here mean here? Here. It is. It is fitnatun. Fitnatun means, bro, that was proper fitna, that was. Test. Yeah, we say that, yeah. We use the word fitna many times, right? So fitna there, don't go that way, don't go there. Fitna, it's a test. Okay? Yeah, okay. So here, somebody's saying here can mean she is, but in this particular thing, it's not talking about a woman. It's talking about inanimate things. So it is a test. It's not talking about, an animate thing. It's not talking about a living thing. It's talking about something inanimate. Right? So here it is fitnatun. Yeah, not human. Fahiya khawiyatun. Yes. Feminine because of ta marbuta. Yeah, feminine because of ta marbuta here. Yes, good observation. Look at this one. Fahiya. Sometimes when you get the fa sticking onto a word at the start, then it means so. So that it khawiyatun. Khawiyatun. So I'm just going to say ruins or lies in ruins. So here is the main thing here. Okay, it is. Yeah, khawiyatun is feminine because it's ta marbuta most likely. Right? This next one, هذه جهنم. هذه جهنم. What's هذه mean? Yeah. So somebody's asking, why is it not Jahannamun? You have to look at the whole context. Some grammar is happening. Yeah, some grammar rules are applying. That's why. So grammar rules will change the endings, right? So look, هذه. Why is it not هذا? Why is it not هذا جهنم? Guys are on it. I was thinking we have a bit of, bit of questions. Yeah. So it's not got tam al-buta. It's not a woman. It's not a body part that comes in pairs, but it is one of those historic words. As long as you understand what hadihi means and Jahannam means, job done. Yeah, this is Jahannam. This is Jahannam, the hellfire. This is for the same verses, but in the Indo-Pak font. No, I think fitnatun is feminine because of the tam al-buta at the end. I don't think it's a historic word. It's the tam al-buta at the end, making it feminine. Yeah. So yeah, some people are saying they prefer this font. Some people are saying they prefer this font. So that's why I put them both on. Take your pick, whichever one you can work with easy, then fine. Because when I did this previously, this course, there were some people saying we can't, this font is difficult for me. And so I put the second font on now. Let me just see if there's another one. Yes, there is. هذه النار. هذه النار. So what's هذه mean? This is النار. You just have to learn that. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Right? Adhab, punishment of the nar, which is the fire. So nar is fire. Okay. So we have, why is it feminine? No tam al-buta there. It's not a woman, and it's not a body part that comes in pairs. So it's got to be the historic. Yes, historically always known as feminine. So هذه النار. Okay. Next one. هذه sabili. هذه again means this is good. Sabili. We did sabilun. Sabilun means where, and sabili, when you stick a ya on it, it makes it into my. We will do that in maybe lesson 5, inshallah. Okay. So hadihi, the main thing you're going to be tested on in the test is these, right? Hadihi, and then sabili is my way. Can I change my cursor to a big one next week? Yeah, we'll try, inshallah. I don't want to do it in mid-class because I might do something wrong and, don't want it to go crazy. Right, okay. Tilka ummatun. Tilka ummatun. Tilka ummatun. What is tilka? Okay, literally, that is. Literally, that is. But maybe the context now, the context of the sentence is maybe telling you it's that was, right? So that was ummatun, ummah. We're in the ummah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Ummah, nation, ummatun. Yeah. Why is it tilka and not dhalika? Why is it tilka ummatun and not dhalika ummatun? Because it's feminine. How can you tell it's feminine? Ta marbuta at the end. That ta marbuta gives it away. Okay. See a word with ta marbuta at the end, most likely it's feminine, right? Majority, right, of the words when they have a ta marbuta at the end, vast majority, it's feminine. So tilka ummatun, right? That was done. Wa tilka ni'matun. Wa tilka, wow means and. Tilka Again, it's that was, okay? Over here, it's that was. Now, again, the reason why I'm, assuming that was is because the context of the 10th sentence is talking about something that's happened in the past, right? So that was. Sometimes you're going to get that. It means, it's gone to was because of the context, yeah? Ni'matun, ni'ma. What is ni'ma? Ni'ma, favor. Tilka al-jannatu. Tilka, again, look, tilka. So, you're saying feminine doesn't come a lot compared to masculine, but look here. It definitely comes though. Definitely comes because these words are feminine. These words are feminine words. Jannatun is feminine, right? Jannatun ta marbuta at the end. Okay, so tilka al-jannatu. Yeah, so somebody's asking, why is nation feminine if men are involved? Okay, that's a noun. That's a noun, and feminine. It's not including people. In a nation there's people in there, but it's not talking like a group of people. It's talking about, I don't know how to explain it. Ummatun. Like if I'm referring to you, I'm saying you all, then I'm going to use the masculine terminology. So this is different as far as I understand. Why does Jannah not have a double Dhamma? Good point. We're going to cover that next week, inshallah. So that double Dhamma is default, but things will come that make it change. So we will do one of them, inshallah, next week. What comes in front of it to cause it to change? Because something comes in front of the noun that causes the ending to change to Jannatun, Jannatu, Jannatin, Jannatan. And we'll cover some of that, inshallah, next week. Here, Hayyatun. We have 10 minutes left, inshallah, so I want to use all the time. Here, Hayyatun. So, what does here mean? Does it mean this is? Hadha is this is. Or Hadhi. Yes, it is. It is. And it's feminine. Why is it feminine? Because Hayyatun, a snake, is feminine. Why is it feminine? No, not because it's living. Because it's got the ta marbuta at the end, okay? Ta marbuta, the big giveaway, yeah? Think Salih, Saliha, Jamil, Jamila. That girl's name, boy's name. What's the difference? The ta marbuta at the end. Hafs, Hafsa. And there's plenty of others. Right? And this is the Indo-Pak font. Right, 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left. So every week I'm going to give you this many words to learn as well. If you just pick up a book and try to learn words, or even if you listen to a recording only from a previous course, like a course that was run, whatever, it's difficult to keep up with the program. But when you attend in a live class, there's that extra, motivation that, I need to learn it for next week. So don't leave this opportunity. Once the live class finishes, people put their books away. And, they say, I'm going to learn, I'm going to go over it again. It's difficult when there's no live class happening. You have to motivate yourself every evening, every week to get up, get the books out and try to study. It's much more difficult. So use this opportunity where you're with a program, you're with a class, you have other people, other students on the discussion group, they share ideas and people give their different tips of how to learn, right? Use this opportunity, okay? So look at this one, first one, al-akhirah. I want you to learn these words. These words are not going to be in the test, but next week, before we start the class, I'm just going to ask the group, what does this word mean? I want people to answer, okay? I'm not going to test you on these words in the test because the test is going to come too long. Right, so al-akhirah, it means the hereafter. Even in Urdu, we say akhir means last, end, right? So al-akhirah, it means hereafter. 112 times, 112 times. Sama, samawatun. So here, this is the plural of this one. Sama means sky, right? please put them in the test. Yeah, put them in the test. You might struggle, right? Because the test got other things in there. Maybe in the future I could. A lot of them, right? Look at this one. Sama. I want you to learn these for next week. Okay, sama. It means sky, right? It says over here in the translation, it says heaven as well. But when it's talking about heaven here, it's not talking about Jannah. You know what I said? Look into the heaven. Look at the heavens. Beautiful. Look at the stars. Look at the heavens. It's that. It's basically means sky. It's not Jannah, right? So sama is the sky. Samawat, skies. This is singular. This is plural. How many times have we seen samawat in the Quran? Yeah, this is all these slides are in the booklet. Yes, 112, right? Rough search, not 112 exactly, but the number I came up with, right? After search, right? Al-ard. Al-ard means the earth. Ard. Samawati wal-ard. How many times have we seen that in the Quran? Samawati wal-ard. Learn it, because you might know the structures, you might know the templates, but if you don't know the meaning of the most frequently occurring words, you're not going to understand the Quran. So with it, we have to learn these words as well. This one, 311. Okay, we're on 311. This only appears, I think, in the new booklet. The booklet that I taught last year, it was the older booklet. It doesn't contain these numbers. You need to download the new booklet, which is available on Telegram channel and available in the description box, inshallah, once it's on YouTube. Right? Al-haq, brother, speak the truth. Right? Haq. Right? Al-haq means the truth, reality. It's also an attribute of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Al-haq means the truth. 187 times. Get it learned. Khayrun means better. Jazakallah khair. May Allah reward you. Good. How you doing, bro? Khair. We're fine. I'm fine. We use it as well in conversation. Sometimes we don't know Arabic, we still say it. Khair. Khair, no problem. Good. Right? So better here, okay? The translation, better. So somebody's written truth and better occur the same number of times, but these numbers are rough. They're not exact. They're not precise to the unit. They're not precise. They might, 187. There's some flexibility on it. It's not exactly 187. Right. Ad-deen. Lakum deenukum waliya deen. What is your deen? Yeah. Deen is religion. It can also mean, the true faith. It can also mean judgment. So ad-deen. Ad-deen. Right. Learn these words. Inshallah, next week I'm going to have these words. I'm just going to say al-akhirah. What is al-akhirah? I want to see tons of answers saying the hereafter, 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 hereafter. Right. Rabbun. Look, almost 1,000 times. 968 times Rabbun. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Yes, Rabbi there. Can you see? Some grammar going on. Don't worry about it. Right? Rabbun. Remember, Rabbun is Lord, sustainer, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. 968 times. Right? If this is the only thing you get out of the course, then it's going to be beneficial still. Right? Sabilun, and the plural, subulun. Sabilun means a way, a path. Al-jihadu fi sabilillah. Jihad in the path of Allah, in the way of Allah. We also, when people are poor, they say sabilillah or fi sabilillah. The poor, they're begging, they say fi sabilillah, like in the Arab countries. Fi sabilillah means in the way of Allah. I give something in the way of Allah, meaning I'm poor, I need charity, right? Fi sabilillah. Right, so sabil, jihad fi sabilillah means way, path. I try to connect it to things that we already use. Look, adhabun, 322, adhabun alim, adhabun azim. Adhab means punishment. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. Save us from the adhab of the nar, adhab of the fire. Adhab means punishment. Yeah. Azim. Azim means great, magnificent. We say, use that in Urdu as well. We say Azim. Azim means great. It means big, right? That sort of. It's got the same meaning in Urdu as well, in Arabic. So Azim means great. So Adhabun Azim, a punishment, great punishment. Narun, we've done narun 145 times. Narun means fire. Narun, fire. And nurun, maybe all of us know what nurun means. Nurun means light. Nur is light. Right? So there's going to be homework as well. So this homework is for yourselves. This homework is designed so that you revise. If I don't give homework, it's going to be difficult. If I don't give tests, you're not going to learn anything, right? So this homework is designed to sort of let you know what you need to know for the test, or it was going to help you in the test, yeah? So the first question, what we'll do with the homework, you write the homework down in the booklet. The booklet has 2 empty pages after each lesson. Those empty pages can be used for the homework. Keep everything in one booklet. Don't have separate papers. If separate papers get lost, right? Write it in the booklet. You've got 2 blank pages for your homework in the booklet, right? Write down the 4 ways a word can be feminine. Give an example for each, right? You get stuck, you can message me, right? Translate the following. This is a tree. It is the truth. That is a book. Translate this. Okay. For each noun in the Arabic terminology slide, write the Arabic way of saying either this is, that is, or it is. So there's a slide called Arabic terminology. Go back into your notes, look at it, and just write that down. Learn all the words in the vocabulary list. Learn all the words in the vocabulary list. Yeah, sorry. So this is left over from previously when I used to ask students to write the Arabic down, right? So, you know, if you can't write it down, just write it in English, you know, like Hadha, H-A-Z-A, yeah, right, for yourself. Just to give you practice, you go back, you're going to look at it and say, this is a tree. Where is that written? I've seen it in one of the slides. Go and copy it, right? And in your test, you're going to be tested on the different ways you can tell a word is feminine. You're going to be tested on hadha, hadihi, that table. Hadha, hadihi, dhalika, tilka, huwa, hiya. Mostly that's going to be in the test. This homework should be one of the slides in your slide book, in your book as well. So we have hit 7:30, we have hit 9:30. I think we are at the end of the slides. That was the last slide. So I'm just going to end it there, try to keep to the time, whether we go over or under, try to keep to that time. How do you memorize the words very quickly? What I would do, what I was going to say, inshallah, I'll put it in the Telegram channel. The way to do it, I would say, there's many different ways you can write it, some prefer color, this and that. But what I would say is don't leave it till Wednesday night or Wednesday night or Tuesday night when you pick up your book, because it's going to go in, you might get 100% test, and it's going to go out as quickly as it came in. What you need to do, not tonight, tomorrow night, pick it up and start learning those words, right? Give it your best shot, give it 10, 15 minutes. And then on Saturday night, go over it again. And then on Sunday night, after a few days, go over it again, because what's going to happen, it's going to start cooking. It's going to start cooking in your mind, right? It's going to start going from the RAM to the hard drive, right? It's going to start going from the random access memory. It's going temporary memory. It's going to start cooking and sitting in the long-term memory because you're going over it again and again. Come Monday, come Tuesday, you should know it. You should know it without looking at your books, because you spent about 10, 15 minutes each night just going over the words and getting them stronger, getting them stronger, getting them stronger. Come Monday, Tuesday, you should know all the words, right? And inshallah, because you've done it steadily over a few nights, it's going to sit in long term. If you do it on Tuesday night and get it all done in 1 hour or in 30 minutes, it's going to come out as quickly as it went in. So you've got to put a bit of time in every day and do it, inshallah. That's the way I recommend it. Barakallah feek, Jazakallah khair for attending, and inshallah we'll keep in touch on Telegram, and we will we'll put the test in Telegram, and we'll go over the homework and the test in the following lesson, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.